An alcoholic's loss. What did I lose when I drank all those years? So much. Now, I've been able to gain it all back mostly and more, but initially, losing the things that I had because of alcohol was painful. It was painful because I knew that alcohol was not helping. I knew it was hurting. I knew it was taking away the things that were good for me, the few things that were good for me. And I was young. I didn't know any better. I thought, just like a lot of us do, whatever, we're having fun with alcohol. We're partying, we're having a good time. But when it starts taking away things from us, that's really when we should acknowledge that we have a problem with it. So I want to talk a little bit about what I lost over the years, but also what I gained back and how I gained it back and how I've gained even more moving forward. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Josh. I'm living life alcohol free. If you are returning, welcome back. And today I wanted to go into a little bit of depth about the pain of losing things because of alcohol, and just exactly what we can do to kind of get that back. Now, I started out at 15 when I was drinking a lot on the weekends, and I didn't necessarily lose much. But as the time went on, I started to get in trouble. I got in trouble with a DUI when I was 19. Um, Lost my license for, I think, about 6 weeks. It wasn't that long, but I mean, I had to go through the ringer to get it back. I had to go through the AA meetings, the NA meetings, the things that my probation officer had set up, and I had to meet with the probation officer every month for a year, go to weekly meetings, and eventually I got my license back. Now, that didn't stop me from drinking. I gave up alcohol for about 30 days at that time, and that was fine. I mean, I felt like I was worried that I was going to get drug tested, alcohol tested. But after about a month, I realized, I might not get tested. And even if I do, I'll probably pass unless they call me in while I'm drinking. If they call me in like the next morning or something like that, I probably will have it out of my system by then, and I won't have to worry about it. But I think the rules on that are different now. So yeah, this was the late '90s. This was a lot different. A lot different. They started making this into a moneymaker. DUIs became a huge moneymaker, it seemed, in the '90s, and I learned my lesson at that time. After I got my license back and I finished out that 1 year probation, I really didn't drink and drive again after that. I mean, there were certain occasions where I was kind of stuck, but I wasn't too inebriated, but I started to get a little bit more lax in that as time went on in my 30s, late 20s, mid 30s. I started to kind of just drive. I would drive after having a couple drinks. But then I'd go home and I'd drink a ton, and that's just how I rolled. But a few years later, fast forward, in my early 20s, I I kind of dropped out of school, so I got a financial aid suspension. I wasn't able to pay for college anymore, so I wasn't doing well in school in the first place. So I uh, didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't have anything that I was good at, anything that I was really passionate about. So I kind of tried new things, and if I didn't like it, I'd just take a withdrawal from that class, and I did that too many times. Uh, and then I started to fail classes, and I started to just not care anymore. I lost a girlfriend that I had dated for several years. Um, I was in agony over that, but I just felt like I was losing myself. And really, that's the biggest thing I wanted to mention, was that regardless of the things that we lose because of alcohol. The biggest thing is that we lose ourselves. Um, when we're drinking all the time and we kind of use alcohol to cope with life, we use alcohol as a solace, gives us solace, it gives us peace. But especially if we start isolating and using alcohol, we start to lose ourselves. We lose our identity. We become, an alcoholic. We become things that we necessarily weren't meant to be, because we kind of just we lost our way. I don't particularly always use the term alcoholic. I mean, it makes for a good title, but I don't. The stigma of the word alcoholic really doesn't. It doesn't make sense for me to use it to, describe someone who drinks a lot. So I never really even called myself that. But on the other hand, I did drink a lot, and I really summed up myself and my identity as Josh, the drinker. And if we drink a lot, if we use alcohol and it's like our number one thing that we use as a crutch to cope and deal with the pains of life, then it's easy to just say, I'm a drinker, and that's just the way that it is, for better or for worse. So I carried that stigma on for a long time, for pretty much my entire life. And I lost myself. I lost my passion for life. I lost my zest, my adventure. I didn't seek adventure anymore. I didn't look like I used to kind of look at the world like, it was something for the taking when I was younger. Like, I could do anything. I could be anything I want. I can do anything. And I was excited about traveling, about um, going places. I was excited about learning new things. And as time went on and I started to go further and further into my drinking, I lost that passion. I lost that free, caring, carefree feeling. I kind of just decided, I'm going into my shell. I'm going to drink. And if I lose whatever I lose, it really doesn't matter, because guess what? I have alcohol. So I lost my way, and I really just kind of started to lose my patience, um, my ability to follow through with things that were opportunities in my life. I lost uh, my ability to seize opportunity, and that really hurt. It hurt me. It hurt those around me, and I just I it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Alcohol was number one. So fast forward, I would say a decade. I had been struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, but I found who ultimately I would marry. I Getting married helped me kind of work through some of the issues that I was carrying around. Some of the like first of all, like my debt, I was able to pay off my debts. I was able to go into therapy and start to work through some of the issues that I had as far as holding um, like resentments in towards people, pain that I had, um, that I carried around for a long time, burdens, and I was kind of able to let those go. I worried that I was gonna like over drink and get drunk on my wedding day, so I was able to like talk through that and not worry so much that I was gonna black out on my wedding day. And I was able to kind of gain back some of those concerns and those worries that I had leading up to that. So, but once I was married, I mean, I was back to, hey, I gotta figure things out, and I'm still drinking. and I'm not able to cope with what's going on. This was a situation where she had 3 daughters, so I was marrying into a built-in family, and that presented a whole new thing. I mean, I grew up as an only child. I didn't have a lot of people around me that were like close, like real close. I had a best friend that was like a brother, but outside of him, I mean, I didn't have anybody that was really close. I had girlfriends that would come and go, like that I would either they would break up with me or I'd break up with them. But when I had girlfriends, I typically would spend a lot of time with them. But that didn't really solve my underlying issue. None of this solved my underlying issue, which was I was drinking and I wasn't coping with life. I wasn't experiencing life and dealing with it and experiencing the sitting with the pain, sitting with the heartache, sitting with the things that weren't going my way. And once I started to realize that alcohol was holding me back, and I was able to quit when I was 42 years old, I started to recognize that actually the things that alcohol takes away from us, the things that we go through, even as non-drinkers, but things that we went through as drinkers as well, loss sometimes is actually gain. Like if we can learn something from it, then we can gain from it. And as you know, I'm a believer in God and I follow Jesus Christ, and God and the Bible talks about loss and gain, and how everything that happens to us for a reason. And if we can take away from the things that aren't working out for us, spin them into like a positive thing and be grateful that we're even here and experiencing those things and learning. Because I think that God puts us through some of these tests just to teach us what we should do either now or in the future. And the next time something like that crops up, we have the experience, we have the knowledge and the wherewithal to be able to make things right, and and gain and gain from those things. So what sobriety has been able to give me back is, first of all, myself. Sobriety and being completely 100% alcohol free has given me back the ability to just be myself, be my authentic self. I'm no longer Josh, a drinker, Josh, the non drinker. I'm just Josh. And of course, I'm living life alcohol free, and experiencing all these things alcohol free and taking you guys along with me on this journey. But it's eye opening, and it makes life worth living. It makes life exciting. I've got my zest again for life. I'm not so anxious and worried that things were never going to work out. Because even if things aren't working out the way that I want to today, they will work out tomorrow or the next day, because I'm not drinking and I'm alcohol free. I don't have that urge to reach for something to help me cope with life. I have healthy things that I turn to, coping mechanisms that I didn't have before. I can set boundaries with myself. I can set boundaries with people. I can take a walk. I can read. I can meditate. I can do all these things that when I tried to do those things as a drinker, they didn't work. But they didn't work because I was still drinking, and drinking was number one. Getting to that binge session was the number one goal. So if you're struggling today, I'm glad that you're here. I've got a group on Facebook. It's called Sobriety in the Storm. I'll pin the link in the comments below. It's a private group of like-minded people just living life, trying to live life alcohol free. You don't necessarily have to be alcohol free, but if you're curious and you want to know more, we can talk about that. If you have any experience on things that you've lost, please put them down in the comments below. It'll help so many people, because the more we talk about what we're losing because of alcohol, the more we reinforce in our minds just how toxic drinking is for us. I've got many, many hundreds of videos. I'll pin the link to that playlist below as well. So please click on there and check out some of my other sobriety videos, my faith videos, and both. And also, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell. I have new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday. And I do live streams on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So please check in there. If there's any topics you want me to talk about, either in long form video form or in my live stream, or anything that you want to discuss in those, please put it in the comments below and let me know in advance, and I'll bring those up. So have a great sober day, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.